My name is Mary and welcome back to Quinn Ink. Today, as you can see in front of me, is a Dragonfly cardigan, and this is the back of the Dragonfly cardigan. And it's actually a very beautiful stitch, as you can see. We're going to be doing the Riddle Stitch and then double crochets, and then we're also going to be doing the Dragonfly. Alrighty, so let's get started with the tools and how to start a cardigan. Okay, before you start any cardigan, you always want to get a tape measure, a pencil, a pen, and a piece of paper. Now the few things that I have written down here are going to be waist, back and front, shoulder to leg or however long you want it, arm and arm spacing. The arm spacing is where you're going to put your arms into the cardigan, and you're going to want to write down these measurements. So in front of me I have a teddy bear, so I'm going to show you really quickly how to measure this cute little teddy bear. It'll be quick and very easy. So you're going to take your tape measure, and the first thing you're going to do is it says waist. So you want to take your tape measure and put it around the teddy bear like so and measure it. Now if you don't want it very tight, so this one's kind of loose, as you can see, this is about 12 inches. If you want it a little bit more loose, you can do 12.5. So if you like more room, I'm going to do it about 13 inches for my waist for the teddy bear. And these are just examples, so this isn't my measurements. So you're going to just write down 13 inches, okay? And then for the back and the front, you're going to want to get a calculator, and you're going to take 13, divide that by 2, and that will give you your back. So let me get my calculator real quick and I'll be right back. So 13 divided by 2 is going to be 6.5. So for your back, it's going to be 6.5 width. So that is how wide your back will be. And then you're going to take that 6.5 and you're going to divide that by 2. And that will get you to 3.25 inches. Okay, so it's not going to be very big. For yours, these numbers will probably be a little bit bigger. And then the next one is going to be shoulder to leg, or however long you would like it. So again, we're going to take the teddy bear, and I'm going to grab my tape measure. Okay. And you're going to just take the teddy bear's shoulder right here, and you're going to measure it for however long you'd like it. So I like it about 7 inches. I think that'd be pretty long for my teddy bear. So for shoulder to leg, you're just going to put 7 inches. Now this number is going to be longer. And then as for the arm right here, that just means the arm length. So again, you're going to take your tape measure. You're going to take it from the top of your shoulder to wherever your little hand is. So let's say this is the teddy bear's hand, if you can see it. And it looks like it's going to be, I'm going to say 3 inches. Okay, so then you'll write down 3 inches, and I always put the L because that tells me that's the length. And then the arm spacing is where the teddy bear or you are going to put your arm through the cardigan right here. So you'll take your tape measure like this, and you'll just measure it from the shoulder to wherever you want your arm spacing to be. According to this one, it looks like I'm going to do it probably about 2 inches. I like a little bit more spacing. So you'll just put 2 inches. And you'll use every single one of these measurements to help you start piecing together your cardigan. Okay, so then let's get started with the other tools that you will need for this cardigan. Okay, so in front of me is a few tools that you're going to be needing. One is going to be a needle to sew in all of your strings and also to sew the sides of your cardigan. The other one is going to be some stitch markers that you see right here in the back. That helps you to count all of your rows. You're also going to need a pair of scissors to cut your yarn. The crochet hook I'm using is going to be a 5.5 millimeter hook. An option that you can also use is a row counter instead of your stitch markers. I like to use the stitch marker. Sometimes I forget where I'm at and this thing likes to zero itself out. Another thing I also have as an option is going to be some thread. I sometimes use this to sew up my sides of my cardigan, so the back to the fronts. That is an option. You can also use the yarn as well. So those are the main ones that you're always going to need for a cardigan. And then the yarn that I'm using is going to be Lion Brand Yarns Ice Cream, and this one is called Blueberry. And this one is going to be 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 394 yards, and 360 millimeters. It is going to be a lightweight 3 yarn. So it's going to be pretty small and pretty thin. Using a 5.5 millimeter hook, it should still work. And as you can see, it's got this beautiful blue and white color. That's why I chose it. You can also use this yarn to sew in you can also use this yarn to sew up the sides of your cardigan. Okay, so let's get started with our cardigan. One more thing I like to add, I will be posting a video down at the bottom called the Riddle Stitch. That is the stitch that we are going to be using for this cardigan. And it looks like this at the very bottom right here. And it's a very beautiful stitch. You're going to do 8 rows of that, and then we're going to do 4 rows of the double crochet. So since I already have the back done, I'm going to show you how to start the fronts. Okay, so let me get everything and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm back and I just grabbed my yarn and I grabbed my hook. To do the riddle stitch, it's going to be a multiple of 3 chains, so plus 2. So you're going to do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3, and then you're going to add 2 chains at the end. I am not going to do any chaining. I'm going to do a foundation single crochet. And then I'm going to add 2 chains at the end. Okay, so to do a foundation single crochet, you're going to put a slip knot on your hook. You're going to chain 2. This is how you start a foundation single crochet. You're going to go back into the first stitch right here, and you're going to pull up a loop. And then you're going to grab your working yarn and pull through 1. And then you're going to grab your working yarn and make a single crochet. Okay, and that's how you do a foundation. When doing the foundation single crochets, you will always work on the bottom. So that way you can make the chain and a single crochet, both at the same time. I am going to do a small chain, a small foundation single crochet, and show you how to do the riddle stitch. If you are wondering how many stitches I have done for my front, I'm going to do 40 stitches for the front. I actually am doing a large to medium for my cardigan. No, I'm sorry, a large to extra large. I like my cardigans a little more loose. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 8. And then I'll do one more as 9. Okay, so there's 9. Now, as you can see, I'm working on the bottom. I'm now going to flip my work, I'm going to chain 2 now, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to work in this first stitch. In order to do the riddle stitch, you're just going to go into this very first stitch, you're going to pull up a loop, and we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to do a chain 1 and a double crochet. So wrap your yarn around your hook, pull up a loop, grab your working yarn, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Okay, that's how you start the riddle stitch. You're going to skip 2 chains, and into the third one you're going to do the same thing. A single crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet, all into that same stitch. Skip 2 stitches, and into the third one, single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Now when you get to the very last 2 stitches, you're going to have 1 stitch left. Into the very last one, you're just going to do a single crochet. Okay, and that is how you start the riddle stitch. In order to do row 2, you're going to chain 2. Okay, turn your work. Now we have the double crochet on the right side instead of the left, the chain 1 and the single crochet. We're going to go right into that chain 1 space and do a single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, all into that chain 1 space. Into the next chain 1 space with the double crochet, chain 1, and single crochet from the previous row. I'm going to go right into that spacing for a single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. One more time. Single crochet into that chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet. Now from the chain 2 of the previous row right here, I can pull it apart, there we go. So you'll have your chain 1 and then chain 2 right here in the top of that chain 1, and put your hook right in there. You're going to make a single crochet. Okay, and that's how you do the riddle stitch. So every time you do a row, you're always repeating the second row. I count this foundation single crochet as the first one. So you'll just chain 2, go straight into the chain 1 space, do a single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and you'll keep doing that all the way across until you get to the chain 2 space, which is right here. And in that very first chain right there, chain 1, there's the chain 2, chain 1, you will put a single crochet, and then just keep repeating that. I repeated this riddle stitch for 8 rows, and the best way to count them is I looked at the spacing from the row below. That's my first, and this is my second. And then once I got to the 8th row of the riddle stitch, I would just do a double crochet on top of them. So I would chain 1, turn my work, double crochet right into that first single crochet. Hold on, my yarn's kind of tight. Double crochet right into that single crochet, and then it looks like I would actually do 2 double crochets into the chain 1 spacing. So I would do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, skipping the double crochet from the previous row. I would do a double crochet into the single. I skipped the double crochet and did 2 double crochets into the spacing. 1 double crochet into the single crochet from the previous row. I would skip the double crochet, 2 double crochets into the spacing, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet into the single crochet, and then as for the chain 2, it looks like I would probably do a double crochet into the first chain at the bottom, skipping the other chain. And that's how I did the double crochets across. I did 4 rows of these, and then I just started the riddle stitch over and over again. So that is how you do the front and the back of your Dragonfly cardigan. Next, I'm going to show you how to actually do the Dragonfly stitch, and then we'll go from there. Okay everyone, I'm back, and I apologize. I forgot to actually tell you how many rows you're going to need to do in order to get to your Dragonfly row. So this is how I did the pattern. So for the riddle stitch, I did rows 1 to 8, and then I did 4 rows of the double crochet, 8 of the riddle, 4 rows of the double crochet. So pretty much when you get to, if you decide to, when you get to row 33 and you're starting your double crochet, this is where I started the Dragonfly, was row 33 to row 36, excuse me. So 33 to 36 will be the Dragonfly. And you can do the Dragonfly on any of the double crochet rows. So you can do them on every single one of them if you choose, or you can do it on just one row like I did. And then when I was done with the double crochet, the Dragonfly row, I just did 8 more riddle stitch rows, and then I finished off. Okay, so I'm going to grab my yarn and I'm going to show you how to do this Dragonfly, okay? I'll be back in just a moment. Okay everyone, I'm back, and I'm going to show you how to do the Dragonfly stitch so you can put this into your Dragonfly cardigan. Okay, so let's get started. So what I ended up doing was chaining foundation single crocheting 14 stitches. Okay, so I'm just going to do one Dragonfly with you just like this, so you can kind of get the gist of how to do it. Okay, so you're going to want to chain 1 and double crochet into the first 6 stitches. And I'm going to use gray yarn instead of the blue so you can see it a little bit better. So we're just going to double crochet into the 6 stitches. I'm going to finish my 6 double crochets and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I have 1 more double crochet to do. Okay, so there's my last double crochet, should have 6. And you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then you're going to double crochet into the 3rd one. Okay, so that was chain 2, skip 2 stitches into the 3rd one, double crochet, and then you'll just double crochet to the end. So I'm just double crocheting all the way to the end, just like this. Sorry, my yarn keeps pulling. Okay, let me grab some more yarn. Okay, and so now this is what you should have so far. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to double crochet into 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and there you go. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip these 3 double crochets. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to skip the 3 double crochets and into the chain 2 right underneath it, you're going to make a single crochet, just like that. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to skip 3 double crochets, so 1, 2, and 3, and into the 4th one you're going to make a double crochet. And just double crochet to the end of the last 2 stitches. And that is what you should have so far. So we kind of have the wings going on here. Okay, and this is going to be a 4 rows. So you're going to do 4 rows of these to make the dragonfly. So now we're on row 3. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work. You're going to double crochet only 2. So 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochets. Okay, and now what we're going to do is you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and into the single crochet from the previous row we're going to put a single crochet right into it. Okay, so you have a single crochet on top of a single crochet. You're going to chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip the whole entire chain and 1 double crochet, and then double crochet into the 2nd double crochet. That should leave you with 1 more double crochet on the end. And there we have our 2nd set of wings. So there's our 1st set, 2nd set, and I believe this is kind of like the body of the dragonfly. Now we have 1 more row to make, and this one is going to be a very easy one, no more chaining. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, you're going to double crochet into the first 2 double crochets at the beginning of the row. So 1 and 2. And into the chain 4 you're going to put 4 double crochets. Go under like this and pull up a loop and then finish your double crochet. So that's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and I have 1 more to do. And now we're at the single crochets from the previous row. We are going to make a treble crochet into this single crochet. So you're going to wrap your yarn twice around your hook, so you have 3 stitch from the previous double crochet and then the 2 stitches from wrapping it around. You're going to go under this stitch right here, and then you're going to go into the actual stitch. Okay, and then you're going to pull up a loop and finish it off. That actually secures this single crochet instead of actually going into the actual stitch. So you'll go under the bar that's right here. Okay, so I'll zoom it in so you can see it. So this is the single crochet, and wrap twice around the hook, go under this bar right here, then go into the stitch. Grab your working yarn and pull right through. Okay? And then you'll just pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That will give you the height that we're looking for the 4 double crochets. 4 double crochets into the chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 double crochets into the last 2 double crochets like this. 1 and 2. And this is how you make the dragonfly for our dragonfly cardigan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please drop me a like, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video to finish off or maybe continue our dragonfly cardigan. So until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.